ground ball to the right side. Paredes will step on the bag, and the Rays win this one.
Yeah, Vinny Pasquantino with a ground out to finish the ball game. The Royals losing to the Rays on Thursday night, 4th of July. It was not there was probably a fireworks show, but it was not a real happy one. I always hated sticking around on Fireworks Friday after the Royals lost a game. It's like, why are we celebrating this? Why are we blowing stuff up and having fireworks when the Royals lost yet again? I was on a 13-game losing streak at one point when I would go to the games, and a lot of those games are on weekends, because Kansas City's far away. So you'd go on a Friday night, the Royals would lose again, and I'd have to sit through a fireworks show because the people that I was with wanted to watch it. Fireworks last night for the Tampa Bay Rays offense, 10 runs on 16 hits, and they win 10-8, over the might as well felt like 10-0 if you lose anyway, but 10-8 the final score. Rays over the Royals last night. We'll have more on that coming up here on the Sports Ticket, brought to you by Keeper Brothers Automotive in Beloit. They're your home team for fast and friendly auto repair. All right, the Royals again losing there. One more on that. Also, an update on NBA free agency in the offseason. Wimbledon continues into the third round today at the All England Club there in London. And also, we'll take a look at some of the other things going on in the sporting world here today. A new hot dog eating champion because Joey Chestnut couldn't compete this year because he promotes the Impossible hot dog, the plant-based or non-meat-based hot dog. So, listen, if you're not going to eat meat hot dogs like Nathan's famous hot dogs, you're not able to compete in the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. And there's a new champion because of it. Joey Chestnut actually did some stuff yesterday. We'll talk about that probably as well. It'll be a shorter sports ticket, though. There's not a lot going on, but we do want to update you on what's going on in the world of sports. There is some K-18 baseball today, starting at 11 o'clock this morning. The Twin Lakes League tournament will have semifinals and finals, so you can head over there, and if you have the day off, you can go ahead and enjoy that. Today is actually National Workaholics Day here on July 5th, so if you're like me and you came into work, I guess you're a workaholic, because I bet there's a lot of people that are not in the office today, the day after a holiday with just a Friday, and then the weekend comes. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I almost decided to shut the alarm clock off this morning, but I figured, hey, we'll get in here, we'll do a show, we'll get the sports ticket on, get you going into the weekend here. But today is National Workaholics Day on this Friday, July 5th. It's also National Apple Turnover Day, so if you're hungry and looking for something to tide you over, get an apple turnover, or National Graham Cracker Day. Today's National Graham Cracker Day on July 5th. So again, those are the days today, and today is recoup after a loss day for the Kansas City Royals. They head west to take on the Colorado Rockies. The Royals last night, it was just a tough start from the get-go there for Alec Marsh. He gave up 2 runs in the first, another 2 in the second. The Rays were up 4-0 early, and then the Royals got a run there from a Michael Massey solo homer in the second to get within 4-1. The Rays scored another in the top of the third to take a 5-1 lead, but Bobby Witt Jr. had a sac fly that scored Freddie Fermin, and then Pasquantino singled to bring in Nick Lofton and cut this lead down to 5-3. But then another run there for the Rays, where they were able to put 3 runs up in the top of the 5th inning to take an 8-3 lead, and really didn't look back from there. The Royals did score another run to get back within 8-4 on a Pasquantino ground out that scored Kyle Isbell. Brandon Lowe with a homer in the 6th inning made it 9-4. That would actually be the last run the Rays would need. The Royals would score 3 in the 6th inning. RBIs from Hunter Renfroe, Garrett Hampson, and Nick Lofton to get within 9-7, but in the end, things didn't go well for the Royals. The Rays added another in the 7th. Bobby Witt Jr. the solo homer in the 9th. 10-8 the final again as the Royals fall to the Rays. They lost 2 of 3, so tough series there. They had the good start that we've well established, but they won 3 of 4 over the weekend against the Guardians and felt good about themselves going into this series, and then lost the first game to the Rays 5-1. They did come back and get the win in the second game in the middle of the series to avoid a sweep here. They won 4-2 over the Rays on Wednesday, and then again last night a 10-8 loss. Alec Marsh takes the loss. He fell to 6-6. Pitched just 3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks. It was not a good day for him. Just 1 strikeout, 75 pitches is all he got to, and giving up all those runs as Matt Cottrell the Royals manager on his starting pitcher, Alec Marsh. That's well, let me try that again here.
Yeah, it was a grind right from the start. I mean, 4-pitch walk, and then another walk. It was out of sync. It's hard to put your finger on why. He just didn't quite have the feel for his delivery or his release. Tried to battle going through there, and he was working so hard to get through that 3 innings that just feel like that was the best chance to keep us in the game.
So again, Royals fall 10-8. They're now 48-41. The Rays game above 500 now, 44-40. Excuse me, 44-43. They came into don't know what that was at all. 44-43. The Rays getting the win and moving up. They're 42-42 coming into the series at an even 500. And so, yeah, the Royals now have to get turned around here. They had to use 6 pitchers to get through the game there last night, giving up, as we said, 16 hits. Angel Serpa gave up 4, didn't give up any runs, but it was just not a good night for the Royals in that 10-8 loss. So moving on, they take on the Colorado Rockies, now getting set to start a 3-game series in Denver as it's a 7-10 first pitch as the Royals will send Cole Reagans 5-6 with a 3.33 ERA to the mound against Kyle Freeland to the Rockies. He's 0-3 the 7.94 ERA. Colorado is having a rough go of it this year. They're 30-57, and kind of what I was talking about earlier in this season. If you're going to be that team that kind of takes that step forward and continues on the path that you're going on. Again, we've talked multiple times about the Royals this summer and how they're definitely ahead of the curve here of what the rebuild looks like, and still have a winning record, 7 games above 500 at 48-41. But going out to Colorado is where you definitely need to try to get some wins here and make some hay. They're just 17-23 on the road this season compared to 31-18 at home. That run differential has fallen down to plus 51, 6-4 in their last 10. The Royals are kind of becoming right now, as we look at their team, a bit of an average team, middle of the road 500 type team. Still need to get that back into the lineup going and get them going in the right direction. MJ Melendez was 0-2 again last night, hitting 192 this year. But the Royals are getting set to start that 3-game set against the Rockies, who are 30-57, tied for the worst record in the National League with the Miami Marlins. The worst record in baseball still belongs to the Chicago White Sox at 25-64. It's been a very bad season for Chicago, and they're 31 games behind the Guardians right now in the AL Central. Cleveland's in first at 54-31. They're 6 games ahead of the Twins, who are 49-38. Again, the Royals 8 games behind the Guardians, 2 behind the Twins for second place at 48-41. Tigers are 39-48. Orioles have the best record in the in the AL East, I should say. The Guardians have the best record in the American League. Orioles are 55-32, now 2 games ahead of the Yankees at 54-35. And then in the West, the Mariners are 48-41. In the NL East, Phillies 57-30 with the best record in baseball, .655 winning percentage. The Phillies are 9 games ahead of the Braves at 47-38 in the East. NL Central, the Brewers are in first, 52-36, 6 ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals, 45-41. And the Dodgers are 53-35, 6.5 ahead of the Padres, who are 48-43 in the NL West. We kind of have just been tracking this, but the Royals do fall a half a game behind again in the wild card standings behind the Red Sox, who are 47-39. The Royals 48-41. So that's an update on the Major League Baseball standings and where everything sits right now. Again, Royals and Rockies first pitch here tonight. I clicked on the wrong button there. Let's try that again. As the Royals and Rockies will head to the field. For some reason, it's not showing up on my baseline. 7:10 first pitch, I believe, is what it was here tonight. But I got to pull that back up because I lost it where I had it. So, again, 7:10 tonight at the Rockies in Denver for the Royals. Again, you're listening to the Sports Ticket, brought to you by Kiefer Brothers Automotive in Beloit. It'll be a shorter one today. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the NBA offseason, Wimbledon, new hot dog eating champion, and tie up some loose ends as we head into the weekend here on the Sports Ticket, brought to you by Kiefer Brothers Automotive.
Extended warranties on vehicles have become a very popular thing. You may have bought one, but what do you do to take advantage of the benefits when you need them? Keefer Brothers Automotive in Beloit works with most all warranty contracts, and we can be your advocate when you need repairs. Just bring us your car, your concerns, and a copy of the warranty contract, and we take care of the rest. Let our fast, friendly service help you get the most out of your extended warranty contract. Find Keefer Brothers Automotive just south of the courthouse in Beloit or on the web at KeeferBrothers.com.
All right, back in on the Sports Ticket on Katy Country 94. Not a whole lot happened in the NBA free agency notes and off-season moves on the 4th of July. In fact, there's only really one notable move that did happen, as the Golden State Warriors have agreed to pick up Buddy Hield in a sign-and-trade deal. And it's guaranteed for 2 years, $21 million, according to sources. Hield gets $18 million in the first 2 years and a $3 million partial guarantee in the third year. Player option on a non-guaranteed fourth year. The Warriors will send the 76ers a 2031 second-round pick via the Dallas Mavericks. So Buddy Hield going to the Golden State Warriors is the latest in NBA free agency notes. P.J. Dozier agreed to a one-year deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Alec Burks is headed to the Heat on a one-year deal. He averaged 10.5 points a game last year with the Pistons and Knicks. And for Joe Ingles, agreeing to a one-year deal to join the Timberwolves. Damian Lee, free agent guard, going to the Suns. And as we talked about on Wednesday, LeBron James agreeing to a 2-year, $104 million maximum contract to return to the Lakers. Again, here on the Sports Ticket on Katy Country 94, LeBron James going to the Lakers, 2 years, $104 million maximum extension. NBA free agency, it's a wild time, and like I talked about last week, a lot of people say, hey, this is more fun than the regular season, yeah. It is the regular season. It's not more fun than the playoffs. It's not more fun than the finals, especially if you have a team playing in it. But if you don't have a team playing in it, you don't care about the teams that are playing in the NBA finals, then maybe it won't be. Maybe the free agency period is more fun for you. But I've had a team playing at that time of the year, and I think that's a lot more fun than just sitting here and seeing what's going on in the off season, because you're focusing on possibly bringing home a Larry O'Brien trophy. So, again, the NBA free agency rolling on. There's been a lot happen. Most of the stuff does happen within the first 3-4 days of July, and then you hit the holiday and things slow down a bit, and then there'll inevitably be probably some big thing that will happen eventually here still during the free agency and off-season period. But most of what you're going to see as far as the big deals probably already done, but there'll be an interesting look at how everybody's doing. This is kind of ESPN kind of grading the free agency period, and you know, Buddy Hield with the sign and trade there definitely helped the Warriors offseason. It's been kind of a rough go for them, obviously losing Klay Thompson to the Dallas Mavericks and unable to keep him. Kind of the splash, now they're calling it the Splash Buddies. Get it, the pun with Buddy Hield. I saw somebody post a graphic there yesterday about that, but the Splash Brothers are done with Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, and now you're the Splash Buddies at the Golden State Warriors. So they got the addition of Kyle Anderson as well. And so, you know, the Warriors are picking up some people here in the offseason that are helping them. You know, with LeBron returning, that's obviously an A on the report card there, B- on the report card, according to the ESPN insiders on the Kyle Anderson deal to the Warriors, B+ for Buddy Hield. You know, the Warriors are definitely a team that has to continue to reload here, and if they want to get back to the form that they were when they were a dynasty and winning all those championships, making it to the NBA Finals all those years in a row, 5 if I remember right, and then after that winning another championship when Andrew Wiggins kind of helped out quite a bit, and they mixed things up, still had that basic core of Curry and Thompson and Draymond Green. So again, it was definitely a great run for the Warriors, but that part of it has definitely come to an end, and now they're trying to regroup and building around basically Stephen Curry for sure, maybe Draymond Green. We'll see how long he goes in so far here, and keeps going with the Warriors and seeing if they can rebuild and get things going back in the right direction in that area. And they said the loser of the LA Clippers in free agency, as Paul George is gone, obviously. The Clippers they have had a rough offseason. The Nuggets really, that's an interesting team when you look at them, because they won the championship this, 2 seasons ago now, not this past season as the Celtics won it, but before that they did win the championship. And really in the second straight offseason, the Nuggets haven't really been big players or made a big splash in free agency. They built the team kind of like the Warriors did to get to where they needed to go initially, but obviously getting beat out in the playoffs last year by the Timberwolves and this past season by the Timberwolves. They had the early exit compared to winning the championship the year before, and didn't really do it. They lost Bruce Brown in the offseason. They didn't really do a lot to maybe replace that spot, and kind of built it, like I said, with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, and Aaron Gordon came in and did so many great things for that squad to help them to the championship as well. But honestly, here in the last couple of off seasons, things haven't been great. As long as Murray's healthy, they're fine, but they do downgrade from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to Christian Brown. Christian Brown has had some good games with the Nuggets, but the obviously Kansas native, KU grad, but I don't think he's a guy that is going to be like a game after game, every time out situation where he's going to be a major key contributor to a championship team. He's going to have some good games. Obviously, he could be a Derek White type of guy, I guess, where he could pop off for a lot of points in one game and kind of be steady for you. But I don't think he's a guy that you're going to rely on and lean on to have a lot of success in the postseason and think that, hey, he's our third out of a big three type situation. That's not even close to the case. So the Nuggets are an interesting team to look at and see where they're going. Obviously, the Spurs are an interesting team to see where they're going with Victor Wembanyama, signing Chris Paul here in the offseason, drafting Stephon Castle out of UConn. It'll be interesting to see how they develop, and that's around the whole nation. That's not just me talking as a Spurs fan. That's just everybody in the NBA will be interested to see how that plays out and how the Spurs can continue to develop with a one-of-a-kind player in Victor Wembanyama there in San Antonio. So again, not a whole lot, just the trade for the Warriors, getting Buddy Hield 2 years, $21 million or 2-year contract guaranteed, and getting 18 of that looks like guaranteed, and it's a $21 million contract overall, with $3 million partial guarantee and then a player option on a non-guaranteed fourth year, with $3 million partial guarantee in the third year. So Buddy Hield headed to the Warriors. Again, it is the Sports Ticket, brought to you by Kiever Brothers Automotive in Beloit, and not a whole lot else to chat about. There hasn't been a lot going on, and since it is a holiday and a lot of people are out, as I said, we will have a shorter show today, but wanted to get some news out, passed along. Wimbledon continuing in tennis, and we'll give you an update on those scores. Here in the third round is underway today. Madison Keys, the 12 seed, taking on Marta Kotsiuk, the number 18 seed, and Keys has a 5-4 lead in the first set there. Daria Kasatkina is tied at one apiece with Paula Badosa in the third set in women's singles in the third round here today. Winners already today. Jasmine Paolini, the 7 seed, beat Bianca Andreescu in 2 sets. Emma Navarro from America, the 19 seed, lost her first set, but 1-3. And looking at now the men's side of things, a big matchup today between 3rd seed Carlos Alcaraz and 29th seed American Frances Tiafoe. Tiafoe won the first set. Alcaraz won the second 6-2. Alcaraz leads 2-1 on serve in the third set. Grigor Dimitrov's up 4-2 in the first on Gael Monfils. Daniil Medvedev, the 5 seed, is up 5-1 in his first set. Ben Shelton, the 14th seed American, will play later today. Jannik Sinner, the number 1 seed, will play later today as well. And Tommy Paul, the American 12th seed, is already on to the fourth round with a straight set win over Alexander Bublik, the 23rd seed, here today. So that's an update on Wimbledon. You can go to Wimbledon.com for all the latest on what's going on there and see all that. So again, tennis continuing, Grand Slam tennis at Wimbledon here today. Make sure there's nothing new as far as news to update here today. If anybody follows boxing, The World Boxing Commission, I think, is what the WBC stands for. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, they have expelled boxing star Ryan Garcia from any activity with the organization after he repeatedly used racial slurs against black people and disparaged Muslims in comments live streamed on social media. WBC President Mauricio Solomon announced the penalty Thursday on social media platform X. We reject any form of discrimination. He wrote, I fear for Ryan well-being as he has declined multiple attempts for our help with mental health and substance abuse. And it was immediately clear what sanctions the WBC would take against Garcia, who is serving a 1-year suspension from the New York State Athletic Commission after a positive test for the performance-enhancing drug Ostarine. That suspension is retroactive to Garcia's April 20th decision victory over Devin Haney. Not the Devin Haney that we know, and radio in Kansas, but it was overturned to a no contest because of the illegal substances. Garcia posted an apology of sorts on X. He said, I was trolling. I want all the killing to stop. I love everyone. Sorry if I offended you. Yeah, that's an apology of sorts, I guess. That is a good way to put that. So I don't really know much about boxing and Ryan Garcia, but that came up on the headline, so I figured I'd pass it along. And go from there with it. All right, we wrap up here with a weird topic that we don't talk about except for one time a year, and that's the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest. And somehow, some way, there were people that were actually watching this thing yesterday. I said once Joey Chestnut was barred from this thing for promoting and being a sponsor and getting paid by Impossible brand for their Impossible hot dogs. He was barred because he's promoting a non-meat hot dog from the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest. And things were different yesterday there at Coney Island in New York, where for the first time in his career, Patrick Bertoletti, everybody, a household name, Patrick Bertoletti, has won the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest. He ate a total of 58 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. It's a new personal best for Bertoletti, who took a 10-year hiatus from the event before returning in 2022. Jeffrey Esper came in second with 53 hot dogs and buns. Hey, Miki Sudo is still there. She became a 10-time champion of the women's event with 51 hot dogs and buns, setting a new women's world record and smashing the competition. So Miki Sudo was there, and she ate just 7 less hot dogs than a much bigger man than her, who ate 58, Patrick Bertoletti. So obviously she, I would say she's the hot dog eating champion of the world with her number, and in comparison of her body size to the ratio of what she should be able to eat. 51 hot dogs compared to Bertoletti's 58. Joey Chestnut still competed yesterday. I don't know. After he was banned, he went down and he was in Fort Worth, Texas. As the story says, Joey Chestnut did not compete in the Coney Island Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest, but he was competing against a group of 4 Army soldiers in a contest at Fort Bliss Army Base in El Paso, Texas. He ate 57 hot dogs in 5 minutes. Folks, I told you that Patrick Bertoletti ate 58 hot dogs. The Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest is a 10-minute contest. He ate 58. Joey Chestnut, in 5 minutes, ate 57. I think we still know who the hot dog eating champion of the world really is, but he just couldn't compete because he's promoting a non-meat based hot dog and advertisements, putting that out there. You can't have it. In El Paso yesterday, Joey Chestnut, 57 hot dogs in 5 minutes. Now, I don't know how accurate the count is at a Fort Bliss kind of charity event that was going on with 4 other Army soldiers. I don't know if that count is 100% accurate, but I promise you, if Joey Chestnut would have been at Coney Island in New York, we'd be talking about him winning again. There's no question about that. So, Chestnut said, sporting his winner's belt hot dogs on the 4th of July in front of people who are celebrating America, it doesn't get any better than this. He had won 16 of the last 17 Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contests in Brooklyn. Planned to participate again before Major League Eating banned him for partnering with Impossible Foods, a plant-based rival brand. He learned he was barred 3 weeks ago, a decision that shocked the competitive eating world and Chestnut's fans, but hey, he went back ate 57 dogs in 5 minutes. The group of Army soldiers, by the way, combined, ate 49 hot dogs. Combined between the four of them. It was not a competition really for Joey Chestnut, but he was there, did the thing, and ended up winning that. So, again, that was for charity, but I don't see it all. So after MLE's decision, organizers at Fort Bliss contacted Chestnut about participating in a hot dog eating contest on July 4th. And Chestnut, whose grandfather served in Pearl Harbor in World War II, his father served in Vietnam War, his brothers were military members, he accepted the offer. And it didn't have the glitz and glamour of a large stage in the middle of Coney Island and an ESPN film crew, but the modest crowd who came to see Chestnut take on the soldiers did inspire him. He said he slowed his pace during the hot dog eating contest, but picked it back up after the crowd kept cheering him on. And again, the hot dog eating champion of the world, whether he's with Major League Eating or not, is Joey Chestnut. Don't forget it. The lone time that we talk about hot dog eating on this show, the day after or the couple days after, depending on when it happens with 4th of July. So, Joey Chestnut, just never forget it, hot dog eating champion of the world. Folks, that'll wrap it up today. Again, a shorter sports ticket. I kind of want to continue to enjoy the holiday weekend, and I hope you do as well. Hope you had a great 4th of July. Hope you enjoy the rest of this holiday weekend. Hope you didn't have to go to work today. You're just listening to me while you're like getting ready to go on a boat, or if you're in your camper or something like that, and just listening here this morning. Hope you've had a great holiday so far and continued on. Lake Fest tomorrow at Wakanda Lake. Don't forget that. Take part in all the activities that are going on there, and I know they'd love to see you out there for that. So, again, hope everybody has a great rest of your 4th of July weekend, and we will talk to you again on Monday on Waterside Wake Up and the Sports Ticket on Katy Country 94.
State, regional, and national sports talk on your schedule. The Sports Ticket Podcast. Subscribe via Apple, Google, and TuneIn Podcasts or sunflowerstateradio.com.